In at number 10, Austin McBroom. The Haynes family has just over 18 million subscribers and have become very well known for the pranks that they would play on each other. After taking part in online challenges and overall blogging their day-to-day life, people really started to love them. Although this family-friendly channel came under fire after the head of the family, Austin McBroom, started acting not so friendly. Austin's first point of backlash has to be when he took his wife's sister into, let's say, an erotic store, and then he filmed himself buying her a phallic lollipop. Almost every person was disgusted by this, and their subscribers definitely took a hit. In at number 9, James Charles. James Charles released an apology video in response to the allegations that he had exchanged inappropriate messages with underage people. Typically in a James Charles apology video, he shifts blame from himself, but James full-on admitted to his mistakes. He admitted to having engaged in a flirtatious conversation with two 16-year-olds, once from last year and again just recently, which was all exposed over TikTok. Although he is still standing by the defense that he believed both were of 18 years old. However, if we are going to be transparent with James Charles' intentions, then I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this apology came after he was replaced on the YouTube TV show that he co-created called Instant Influencer. With repeated allegations of inappropriate sexual behavior, it's safe to say that most people just want to see James Charles quit YouTube. In at number 8, Durte Dom. This Durte Dom character had been shaped and molded as part of David Dobrik's vlog squad, which often featured videos that bordered on reality TV, improv, and situational comedy. For years they had built a joke around Dom's character that he was a sex addict, but little did they realize just how far that he would take things. In the since deleted vlog video titled She Should Not Have Played With Fire, Dobrik filmed Dom's victim as she entered a bedroom with him and then uploaded the footage as some sort of threesome plot just a few days later. The traumatizing and unfortunate part was that the woman seen in the vlog was a victim of SA at the hands of Dom. In addition to that, she claimed that the group fed her and her friends alcohol despite them being underage. The allegations are clear and his own friends have turned on him and condemned him for what he did. In at number 7, Colleen Ballinger. Colleen has said before that she has always tried to directly engage with her fans, and due to the nature of how open she is about her life, sometimes she shares too many intimate details with them. Due to her cultivating this very young audience and naming a fan as the head of her fan club, Colleen started being accused of being a child. The claim came after Ballinger gave away lingerie during a live stream that she had purchased but never worn. Colleen went on to explain that when taken out of context, she understands why this would make her look like a terrible person. With no context, you just see a 30-year-old sending underwear to a 13-year-old fan. Very inappropriate, but as Colleen stated in her video, it was just part of the many strange things that she has sent to her fans in the past. While addressing that in particular though, Colleen said that she doesn't know what she was thinking at the time and realizes just how awful this was to do, which just goes to show you how much of her Miranda Sings character had really affected her real life and the decisions she was making at the time. Coming at number 6, Vitaly. Vitaly, this guy has always been a bit of a wild man and he finally got what was coming to him. This Russian-American YouTube star is well known for his prank videos and wild public stunts. He had garnered over 10 million subscribers who tuned in for his sometimes raunchy, sometimes dangerous content. Just last year he was arrested in Egypt for ignoring laws and scaling one of the pyramids even. Then more recently he was arrested in Miami after he allegedly attacked an unsuspecting woman who was out for a jog. According to the police report, Vitaly hopped out of his car and jumped in front of the woman with his arms open. He then tackled her to the ground, straddled her, and punched the woman with closed fists in the face and chest numerous times, all while she screamed for help. Luckily, there were people in the area who immediately notified the police, which caused Vitaly to stop the assault. Per the victim's report, she was left with a 2-inch laceration above her right eye that required stitches. She also notified the police that she had never even met the YouTube star before, nor did she know who he was prior to this attack. In number 5, J-Station. With close to 6 million subscribers, J-Station had cultivated a massive audience over the years of people that truly love to get scared by his content. Now clearly all of his videos were pre-planned, but that didn't really seem to matter. At one point in time, people really did love his content. Although as time went on, he never really grew with his viewers. The thumbnails had more clickbait, the titles were bizarre, and not too long ago he actually faked the death of his girlfriend. Oddly enough, they had just started a channel together, but for whatever reason he coerced her into making a video to fake her own death. People honestly had no idea if he was telling the truth or not until she made a video exposing him and his manipulations. It would have been bad enough had he just made that video, but then he monetized the video about her resurrection. It was all very bizarre, and from that he lost a ton of subscribers. In number 4, Danny Masterson. Danny was best known for his role as Hyde on That 70s Show, was charged with 3 counts of SA, and so far there had been 3 victims that have stepped forward with separate incidents that occurred between 2001 and 2003. All the alleged crimes are believed to have taken place at his home in the Hollywood Hills. If convicted, he is looking at a sentence of 45 years to life in a state prison. For those of you who don't know, Danny is also involved in the Church of Scientology. After the charges were laid against him, Leah Remini took to Twitter with joy that the victims of Scientology were finally being heard. This is most definitely an insinuation that the church had previously covered up what Danny had been doing in order to protect his image and theirs. Although we cannot confirm these claims, it does sound like something they would do. Back in 2017, he was fired from from the Netflix show called The Ranch amid these allegations. He is still denying any claims made by these women, but with that much heat on him, it's unlikely that his acting career will continue. In at number 3, Shane Dawson. Shane has had a weird obsession with younger people for a long time. He has repeatedly made jokes about very inappropriate things in regards to that for as long as he's been making YouTube videos. His comments have even extended beyond his videos and have made their way into podcasts. He's looked up inappropriate photos of kids and even made a family member of his engage in some very disturbing behavior just for his vlogs. He even said to her that he has people watching that enjoy these jokes and needs to give them that content. Whether that was a joke or not isn't the question, it's the fact that he thought any of this was funny to begin with. I seriously don't know how he still has fans after everything he's done. Coming number 2, Tayden. Tayden was an early adopter of the TikTok app and therefore made a giant mark on the platform. He became widely known for his funny yet brief comedy sketches, which usually featured a disheveled wig. With over 2 million followers and another 70,000 subscribers on YouTube, he certainly had a dedicated fan base. As soon as his popularity began to rise though, so did his controversies. Another TikTok star named Ian Allen accused Tayden of inappropriate behavior after meeting him on Grindr. He claimed that he didn't know that Tayden had a big following but was interested in him regardless. In response to the accusation, Tayden tweeted out, "Never in my life would I have thought I'd be depicted as such a terrible person. It's never been who I am, I've definitely learned and I can't do anything else but let others kill me. Love you all who have supported me, thank you." So he didn't really even try to claim innocence, which just made his fans more disturbed by his actions. Last but certainly least, our number 1 spot, James Franco. No matter how many accusations come out against James Franco, he seems to just shrug them off and keep acting. So far he had 2 productions scheduled to be released in 2020, but as time goes on, more and more people began speaking out against him, and we could happen to see the end of his career from this. The only way I could see him continuing to act is by paying for most of the production costs himself. After allegations of inappropriate behavior and assault came out, Franco fired back at them with his legal team. A lot of these allegations too were coming from former students of his, and his response was to say that they were hungry for attention. The plaintiff's attorney said that Franco was using an aggressive effort to position himself as the victim and smear the reputation of the survivors that have come forward. This is a common tactic used by perpetrators of wrongdoing, and only time will tell if he is indeed innocent, although he has a long track record of creepy behavior that he still has yet to respond to. For example, the underage girl that he was trying to meet up with through Instagram, and when you have an actor that has accusations like this dating as far back as 2014, it's hard to imagine anyone wanting to hire him again. In at number 10, Zoe Laverne. This 20-year-old TikTok star may have had dreams of becoming more famous through the app, but thanks to an exchange of private Instagram DMs being made public, she's become more famous for all the wrong reasons. A while back we had discussed the texts that were leaked between Zoe's ex and his new girlfriend. Within those messages, the accusations that Zoe had acted inappropriately with a minor arose, and thus the litany of backlash followed. A few days after, she went live on her Instagram and attempted to address the accusations. She insisted that while she has a young fan base, she would never act inappropriately with them. When apologizing for the kiss that was actually captured on camera though, Zoe said, "I am sincerely sorry, like genuinely sorry. It is a mistake that I will never make again, and it was a choice that was not the best choice in the entire world to make. And it was something that bothers me still to this day. I'm really sorry again." But at that point, it was a little too late. In at number 9, Buddy Haynes. Without a doubt, TikTok did the right thing when banning this account. His creepy post towards young girls is what prompted the Federal Trade Commission to get involved, stating that by allowing underage people to use the platform, TikTok had violated the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. This then resulted in a $5.7 million settlement. So as you can imagine, TikTok realized that they were really going to need to crack down or else lose even more money and ruin the reputation in the process. Before he was even banned though, we had victims of his emailing us with full accounts of exactly what nefarious things this man was up to. Thankfully, TikTok did ban him, but that doesn't mean that more people like him won't pop up in the future. If anyone online makes you feel uncomfortable as this man made so many feel, you should take screenshots and report the accounts. In at number 8, Dalton Armstrong. Dalton, who goes by Lucifer or Ira the Fallen on TikTok, currently has about 63,000 followers on the platform, but his account has been set to private. Jamie Carell, who keeps a watchdog account of predatory TikTok users, was one of the first to report Dalton, but became concerned after TikTok did nothing. One of the claims was that he had been flirting with underage people, and in response, Dalton said, "She told me she was 18 and I believed her. She's out here now talking about how I knew she was 17 and I was talking to her and stuff. I'm a 22-year-old, I've been around the block a few times, I'm not going to talk to a kid." However, in addition to this, an ex-girlfriend of Armstrong said that she began receiving DMs from other users alleging that he had been sending explicit messages to young girls on the platform for many years. In at number 7, Adam Blampied. Adam is a 30-something British YouTuber that has had his own channel about pro wrestling. From there, the channel What Culture hired him onto their team, and he basically ran their wrestling video department. He was the face of a majority of their content, even having video titles with his name in it. You don't just do that unless you draw people in, and with this sudden growth of popularity, Adam unfortunately used it to exploit his own fans. This can be all found in an apology of his that I would read, but it's a little too long for this video. Essentially, he asked his fans to send him nudes and would say that he and his girlfriend had an open relationship. Unfortunately, they were not in an open relationship, and even though he did apologize for doing this, the damage was already done. In number 6, Sebastian Kretzmann. Sebastian, who is better known by their username of Radical Seb, came under fire after they were accused of sending graphic and explicit messages to underage fans, including suggesting certain acts that they wanted to perform. Kretzmann had built a big following of more than 330,000 followers on TikTok, but once people started duetting his apology video for these inappropriate actions, it was game over. Kretzmann admitted to making explicit comments to an underage boy during a video call, and despite knowing the boy was only 15, they continued to make lewd comments. In Sebastian's apology, they said, "I didn't think that was going to make this person feel uncomfortable because I'm friends with them and I'm just being myself in the friend group. I feel completely disgusted and feel bad. I made people feel uncomfortable, what I said was wrong and I feel bad about it, I am sorry." In number 5, Austin Jones. Austin was a musician and active YouTuber from 2007 to 2017, and I say was because now he is serving time for misconduct involving minors. In the time that his channel was active, Austin had amassed over 500,000 subscribers. Using his newfound fame, he would knowingly speak to underage girls while attempting to elicit photos from them, often telling them that they were so lucky to even be speaking with him, which really creates a position of power in the dynamic and just feeds his own ego. On February 8, 2019, his YouTube channel was terminated, and on May 3, 2019, Austin Jones was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison for his crimes. In number 4, Sam Pepper. Back in 2015, Sam felt the full wrath of the internet. 100,000 people signed a petition to have him banned from the platform because he staged a horrific prank. Does common sense even exist anymore? Because when I read this guy's story, I really don't think so. You see, at the beginning of the video, he said, and I quote, "Let's see how he reacts to his best friend of 5 years being killed in front of him. My guess is, not well." In the video, he tricks one half of the Vine duo Sam and Colby that their best friend just died. Which is just so messed up. I don't even have the words for it. And this isn't even the first time though that he exposed just how creepy he was. He had another prank video where he groped women in public using a fake hand and then defended himself by saying that it was just a social experiment. I'm sure. In number 3, Onision. His real name is Gregory Jackson, and he started his YouTube page under the name Onision back in 2006. He was amongst the first wave of people uploading to the channel and built a loyal audience as a result. But by 2012, he was being banned by YouTube's VidCon for some terrible remarks that he had made about his ex-girlfriend online. His behavior in videos following became more and more disturbing though, even filming a woman that was having a mental breakdown, instead of helping her like a normal person. Onision also allegedly engaged in misconduct involving minors as well. Just so many shady things about this guy, and I'm actually quite stunned that he hasn't spent any time in jail yet. In at number 2, EDP445. YouTuber EDP445, who has 2 million subscribers, was really caught trying to meet up with a minor. His real name is Brian Moreland, and another YouTuber known for filming these sting operations recently released footage catching the YouTuber in 4K.
Climb through her window, you said you want to punish her, you send graphic photos, you asked for graphic photos, and here you are, walking to the apartment.
They even catch him admitting to the crime on camera, which, I mean, kudos to these guys for being able to stop a predator before he victimizes another innocent person.
I have a phone, a pen in my pocket, right? Okay. And you threatened, by the way. You threatened the 13-year-old. I did. I have a phone, a pen in my pocket.
Brian had initially shot to fame when he became known as the loud Philadelphia Eagles fan who would release rants about the team. Following this video though coming out, the Bakersfield police have confirmed that they will be investigating the matter. However, as of right now, no charges have been laid. Strangely enough though, the day before the sting took place, EDP had posted a video on his second channel saying that he was going to be deleting every video on his main channel. This isn't even the first time that he's been accused of this as well. Previously, he was accused of talking to underage girls by YouTuber Cold Raven, who created a series of videos accusing Moreland of messaging them on Instagram, even posting screenshots of their interactions with Cold Raven pretending to be the underage girl himself. Regardless of charges being laid or not right now, it's certainly safe to say that his YouTube career is done. And last but certainly not least, in our number 1 spot, ProJared. Back in 2019, popular YouTube gaming creator ProJared was accused of soliciting nude photos from fans, and 2 of them were underage. In addition to that, his ex-wife Heidi O'Farrell also accused him of insolent behavior after they announced that they were filing for divorce. This is really what sparked a lot of others to come forward with their feelings about Jared as well. Fans said that he would often send unsolicited and explicit photos of himself to them via Snapchat, and according to his ex, he had been doing this for years. She confirmed on Twitter saying, "It's also true that he had been soliciting news from his fans for years. I was there. In the beginning it was a joke on Tumblr. Then it was its own Tumblr account just for news. It was ostensibly a body positive space for consenting adults, and I approved on that basis. It kept escalating secretly. He started his Snapchat for getting news from fans without telling me. I found out via a fan comment. I felt pressured to allow it even though I was uncomfortable. Anytime I gave him an inch, he took a mile."